Hello.
And we're back. Yay, yay, yay.
Everybody.
Yeah, Merry
Welcome
Christmas.
back for 2025.
Yeah, I've changed the 2025 to 2020 Thrive. That's what it's going to be this year.
That's good.
So it's 2020 Thrive.
I like that.
Not 5.
I like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, hello, Naty. Made it home just in time. Good on you. Hi, Karen. Hi, Ray. Hi, Esther. Kathy. Hi, Kathy. Thank you for our coffees.
Yes, thank you, Kathy. First one in for 2025. Thank you.
Hello, Miss Beck. Hi, Gail. Hi, Veronica. Hi, Ray. Too many
Now,
of you.
it's going to be all Gail's fault if I keep bouncing out of my chair because she gave me a Pellowah attunement this afternoon. So I'm flying high. Thank you, Gail.
And before we started,
went over to purchase some of Gail's beautiful crystal sprays today. Yeah. So I went over and got the set, 2 sets of that to take with me as gifts for other people today. And she gave me a lovely Pellowah attunement. So lucky. Thank you, Gail.
And if I'm off the planet, it's her fault as well, because this is her aura spray. So before we started tonight, I'll do it again. Just I'm high enough. Let's just get higher.
And can I, not that I think this will embarrass them, but can I say something else about somebody else in chat today? Actually, 2 people.
Go for your life.
Firstly, Nate, your podcast, Heavenly Harmony and the Diamond Point Activation, international podcast. Oh my gosh. I was watching it and listening to you guys, and I could not get the smile off my face. And I know, I guess the feeling is how proud of you I was, right? Watching you do that, sharing what you know, feeling so comfortable doing that. Yay, go you, right? With everywhere you're going. But I also had to giggle to myself because I think it wasn't that long ago that we basically had to force you onto a live stream and you dobbed yourself in chat. So I couldn't wipe the smile off my face. That was awesome. And the other person I want to call out, who will get embarrassed by this call out, but they're going to have to get over it, is the beautiful Sophia. Now, she shared a beautiful writing of hers in chat, along with one of Nate's artworks from his Universe Amaze Me cards in the Angel Feathers Spiritual Chat group. So if you're not a part of that group, please join it. And that's everyone's place to actually share. And we really encourage everyone to do that. So thank you, Sophia. I loved that. And I'm really glad to see you sharing. So there you go. They're my few shout outs today.
I've got a couple as well. Miss Vanessa Starfish was down in Brisbane and we spent most of a day together. And it was just glorious to actually see her in person instead of this tiny, teeny little box on my screen. And we had a lovely day. We had a really lovely day together. And I also want to shout out to Ray Betts, because Ray was at our Cedar Creek retreat and where we did the painting. And Ray has now ran with that and has taken it to Harvey Bay. And I think she's booked practically every weekend for the rest of her life, basically, with people that want to do it. So that's awesome. And that's one of the things that we're really proud of, that people actually, they don't just listen to us waffle, but they pick up our stuff and then they make it theirs and run with it. So it gets shared. And she's doing it in aged care centres. There was a picture on Facebook of her doing it with her mum, who just looked like she was having the bestest time. So she's doing it all over the place. So that's fabulous.
That's awesome.
And Miss Sophia.
I'm sorry I missed you, Vanessa, and I was already booked for work that day. It was very sad.
Yeah, she was.
I heard you had a lovely day.
We had a lovely day. And Miss Sophia, some of you know that I nearly killed myself standing on my feet for like years in a retail setting over the weekend, or over the Christmas break. And I'm pretty much squint, like my whole body's mangled. So I toddled out to see Sophia, and she kind of put me back together. And honest to goodness, I just slept like a baby. So if you're in Brisbane and you want to do either, she did a combination. It wasn't Lomi, it was more like Lomi Pokey, because she kind of reset all me bits. So yeah, there's so many incredible, talented people on here with us that it's lovely that we have the opportunity to share that stuff. So there you go. Anyway.
Which is just awesome. Like I just, this group is amazing, so amazing. So many people following their journey and their path. I just love watching the journey and just sharing little parts of it as well.
I've got another one.
So go everybody.
I've got another one. Esther, whose name is currently up on the screen. She has also stepped up to the plate, and I've seen her on Facebook. So she is offering mediumship readings. So anybody who's on here, you know who she is, you've spoken with her, you all chat to each other here. So if you're interested in a reading, just kick into Esther's Facebook page. She's the one who wrote that beautiful book with all the angel messages in it. So so she's palling around with us too. It's so exciting. And there's Miss Gail.
Yes, I know.
Miss Gail's doing a million things.
It really is.
She's doing crystal healing, which is incredible. Like Wendy could not say enough about Gail's crystal healing. And then we've got her aura sprays that Kerrie's already mentioned. So it just seems like this is the 2020 Thrive. This is the year that people are moving and shaking. and it's so exciting. So exciting to watch, you know. It's amazing. I'm gobsmacked at all of you beautiful people. Gobsmacked. You're just...
I've got you cutting in and out a little bit and freezing. I don't know if it's on my side. Is everyone hearing everything okay? Can you just let us know? Might just be my end.
I've been having internet issues all day. It's been playing up like a second-hand lawnmower. Can you hear me?
Oh, it's right now. You're back. Yeah, you're back in sync now. I don't know what just happened.
I turned my fan off.
Might be my end.
No, it might be my fan, because my fan was blowing straight at me.
Maybe.
So it might have been going wah, 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 wah.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody's happy.
And so 12th of March to everybody, Nate's doing an invitation to people who have already done the 12-point diamond point with him, and there's going to be a Zoom. So Nate, are you running any more of those diamond point sessions? So if people wanted to do the full session with you beforehand, before that Zoom, are you running any more? Can you let us know in chat? That would be awesome.
I think he's
look
just
at you guys.
I think he's just done one.
Yeah, he has just done one. I wasn't sure if there was going to be another one before the March the 12th. So I think a lot of people on here, or certainly everyone that came to our retreat at Cedar Creek, already did it there.
He's saying yes. You can.
Yep. Okay, there you go. You can. Perfect.
Awesome.
Perfect.
Just hassling.
So lots of things happening. Yeah.
Yes.
Lots of things happening. And of course, Annie and I have got a lot coming this year as well. So, wow, we're already off and racing.
AJ's doing a diamond point session.
Awesome. So, yeah.
I need to.
That's really good.
I need to show off. I need to show this to AJ. AJ and I we went to the crystal shop because that's how we roll. And it's for our crystal grid thing that we're doing. And Paul was out. We were having a coffee and Paul was outside. And we were having this chat. And she said, I said to her about the shop that I worked in. And I said, the lady I worked with had about $50,000 worth of hair, malachite around her neck and on her wrist and in her ears and on her finger. Yeah. It was everywhere, everywhere. Yeah. And I said, I've got this teeny tiny bit, you know. And I said, I would really like to get a piece. So this, if you can see that, it's got a Herkimer diamond and malachite. So that turned up in the mail. And there's actually another, it's from a birthday. But like I'm a 3-year-old, I can't wait till my birthday. It arrived in Moldavite. Thank you. So yes, it's around my neck. Yep. And it's also going to be on this naked finger. So I'm very excited about that as well. But it's got a Herkimer diamond as well. So I thought you might like to see that, Miss Amanda.
Yeah, really nice
stuff. It's gorgeous. Anyway, yes,
gorgeous. It is, Esther, isn't it?
So now that I've done my
very strong, powerful crystal, the Moldavite. Yeah.
A lot of people can't. I can't use it. I love it. It's great. Anyway, before we're finished, I should probably start. I'm going to do
that's a good idea. Lots of things to talk about, though. It's been a little while.
Yes, Gail says it's from the heavens. Yes. There's only one place you can find it. Because that's where the meteorite came down. I call it kryptonite. It's the same color as kryptonite. So, yeah. Okay. I love my multiply. I love mine too. Yeah, see, everybody just loves it. It's wonderful stuff. Now, we're going to do the meditation. So I'm going to try and play music behind it. I'm not very good at this. So just give me a moment till I get to here. And I'll hit play. So what I'd like you to do, please, is get yourself comfortable. Feet on the floor. Big deep breaths. Sit comfortably. And take your focus to your feet. I want you to imagine that there's white light shooting down through your feet, going down into the core of the earth and grounding you. Down, down, down. And what I would like you to do is I would like you to pull the light up through your feet, up through your ankles, up through your legs, up through your knees. And as you do so, let all your muscles go soft. Keeping your breathing steady, no effort required. Pull it up through your thighs. Feel yourself filling with that beautiful white light. Pull it up through your buttocks and your hips, up into your root chakra, up through your solar plexus and into your sacral chakra. Pull the white light up into your heart and feel it glowing and expanding and filling your body and the room that you're sat in. Pull it up to your throat chakra. Drop your shoulders, relax your face, pull it up to the eye and feel it sparkling in your third eye. Pull it up through your crown and see it leaving in a stream of white light going up through the roof, up through the treetops, up through the clouds, up into the dark night sky, up, up, up to the universe, and joining a beautiful, beautiful white ball of light. Feel that force from the white ball of light filling you. Feel the unconditional love that it's sending you. You're totally relaxed, centered, and calm and at rest. You're now connected to your higher self. Feel the joy and peace that this brings you. You feel nurtured, cared for, and at one with the universe. You're connected to everything, everywhere, and each other. Feel your entire body glowing and glowing with pure, unconditional love. Sit gently in that sacred space, knowing that you are loved and cherished. You may be visited by family. You may be visited by friends. You may be visited by your angels. You may be visited by your guides. You may choose to sit there quietly by yourself, feeling the love surrounding you. I'll leave you there and come back for you. It's time to come back now. Hold the light in your heart as you gently wriggle your fingers and toes. Feel the chair that you are sitting on and know that the loving feeling will not leave you as you open your eyes and come back to this space.
Love that.
And we're back. How are we doing, people? It was angelic music, Miss Gail.
Yes.
That's what it's called.
And before Facebook throw a conniption, because I keep getting notifications about other people claiming the music rights, that music is actually attribution free from the creator studio. So I've had to go back and say, I don't know who these people are claiming rights to this music. And the only other music that we use is from Katie, where we have permission, and there's really strange people claiming it. So I don't know. Must be a thing at the moment. But it is really pretty. Yeah.
It is indeed. I'm glad you enjoyed it, peeps. So to lead on from there, segue. I like that word.
Yeah.
We're all familiar with the concept of mind, body, spirit. But I've kind of flipped that on its head because I just think it's the wrong way around. So my take on this, now why I connected you to your higher self is that higher self, that ball of pure unconditional white love light is your higher self. That's what your higher self is. It's energy and it's spirit and it's light. And that connection never, ever, ever goes away. It's with you, not just in this lifetime, but through hundreds and hundreds of lifetimes that you've already had. And it'll be with you through the next however many lifetimes on this earth that you need to have. It never goes away. So that unconditional love is what you need to connect to. So when you're having doubts or you're having sort of earthbound nonsense happening to you, all you need to do is reconnect to that higher light and that higher self, and it should just settle you down. So the spirit it's never gone. And not only that, it bits of it, not all of it comes down, most of it stays up there. Bits of it come down, and you're connected with that by an invisible thread of white light, silver light that is with you forever. And that's why when like mediums trance or people go into trance or they leave their body to go astral traveling, you can't get lost and you can't not come back because there's that connection between spirit and body, and it's there forever, forever, never, never. You can't lose yourself in that because a lot of people are scared to maybe take off or, and most of you will have astral traveled. You might not be aware of it, but if you're in bed and you're sleeping and you wake up with that bump, that's your body coming, that's your spirit going bang and coming. And sometimes it's like, whoa,
And if that happens and you're jolted awake, but you've got to actually get up, you may not have aligned properly with the physical body, like the spirit and so it might
get confused.
To realign. And so you might feel sort of, I don't sort of feel in balance all day, from that. The quickest way to realign, of course, is to go to sleep and wake back up again. Slowly give your spirit time to realign to that adjustment, or do your breathing technique. Just do a quick 3-minute breathing technique, reconnect, give that your soul self time to align again.
Or go stand in the grass and get back grounded.
100%, right?
Yeah.
So all of those things.
Yeah. So yeah, that's really important. Now, your mind, troublesome bloody thing that. It's like the meat in the sandwich. We've got the spirit, then we've got the mind, then we've got the body. So this meat in the sandwich nonsense, this is where your lessons are learned. Now, you know, there's little people that come back, kids that come back, and they're 2 years old and they can play sonatas on the piano, and nobody knows where they come from. There's kids that come back that can draw and paint and do all sorts of stuff. It's a residue from maybe a previous life. And sometimes I think sometimes, as an example, my kid's dad could not cope with this world, just could not deal with it. My take on that was that he came back too soon. And like where he had come from, I just feel like in a previous life, he had been an American Indian. And when he came back, he was dropped into the middle of bloody Glasgow and had no notion of where he was, what he was doing, couldn't understand people, like just totally befuddled and just could not cope in this world the way it was when he got back here, you know? So there's all sorts of weird and wonderful things around that. Kerrie, what's your take on that? Because you're looking at me like I'm weird.
Yeah, look, I understand the concept of feeling like I'm in the wrong place at the wrong time. But from what my guides have taken me through with that is the whole thing regarding, you know, life review, what's going to give you the best opportunity to learn the lessons, and that you actually choose your parents and the circumstances in which you're going to be born because you believe that's going to give you what you need, right, to move forward in this life. So although it might have been a shock to his system, still chose it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because he that was going to be the best thing for his learning journey.
Yeah.
So I'm not disagreeing that he probably felt out of place. He probably really did, right?
Yeah.
But spiritually, he still chose that experience for the lessons it would provide, which would then move him to the next step in his journey. That's all. Yeah.
But it was like he never felt like he belonged.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and it was like he wasn't here. His body was here, but the rest of him somewhere else. Somewhere else, you know.
Yeah. So it's hard for us to understand, but for whatever reason, him experiencing not feeling like he's in the right place was what part of what that journey was for him.
Yeah, like it had to happen.
Yeah.
But it made his life difficult and uncomfortable, you know, because he just never fitted anywhere.
Interestingly, you know, you don't want to judge necessarily where someone is on their spiritual journey depending on the circumstances that they choose to be born into, right? Because you might look at someone that's born in a third world country that needs to walk, you know, 30 miles or, you know, 60 Ks to go get water, right? And say, why would anyone choose to be born into that circumstance? And my guide said to me, well, an easy life is an easy life. You know, sometimes the most highly evolved spiritual beings choose the most difficult of circumstances to come into because that's going to propel their growth further.
Yeah.
So you never want to sort of sit in judgment, oh, they must be on this level or that level based on where someone is. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he could be highly spiritually evolved and he chose that because it was going to be a huge leap, even though they're really hard lessons.
Yeah. Like he was such a gentle soul, you know, and it was just, like it was sad in a lot of ways, you know.
Yeah.
But I understand. Yeah, I get that, you know, like you do choose, but so the mind bit is where the lessons are learned. That's where your lessons are learned. And I keep saying things happen for you, not to you. Hi, Les.
Hello, Les. Thank you.
Yeah. Who says that life is better than ours? they'll have different lessons. Yeah, we all do have different lessons.
100%.
Yeah. And sometimes though, you know, we get busy and our mind gets fuddled and we get stuck in busyness. And it's difficult to remember sometimes that we're not here to be busy. We're here to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when you get really, really busy, you get grounded. And then that's when the mind just starts that spinning nonsense, you know? And when you're in that state, sometimes you do things that maybe you shouldn't do. You make choices that maybe you shouldn't make because there's always free will, you know? So, and if you lose your intuition, which is the spirit bit of you, and take a path that you probably wouldn't have gone if you hadn't had a head full of nonsense, that's when everything goes pear-shaped.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So I think sometimes when you're running ragged and the shit's hit the fan, totally hit the fan, and you're trying to, a lot of people go into control, and there's nothing you can control. And the best thing to do when you're in that space is surrender. Just like I do it all the time. I'll say to my guys, hey guys, this is too big for me. I can't deal with this one. I can deal with this little bit and I can deal with that little bit. But see that big bit, that's yours.
Yeah.
I'm handing it over to you. I spoke to somebody today who said there was all this nonsense. Kerrie knows who I'm talking about. She did a reading for her. And there was all this shit in her head. And she said she was trying to control what was going to happen, but she had no idea how it was going to happen. So what she did was she got really, really specific and she wrote it all down. And she said, as soon as I wrote it all down, it was out my head, that bloody mind thing, and on the paper. And she said, I'm handing this over to you guys. This is what I need. Not my problem anymore. It's yours.
Yeah.
And now I'm just going to trust that the universe will take me to where I need to be when I need to be there.
Yep.
Let it go completely. That's that surrender. Just put your hands up and say, I can't do any more. I've done as much as I possibly can. And my son has this thing about be like water. He's got it tattooed on himself. There's no worrying about stuff that you've got no control over. Because if you worry and it doesn't happen, you've gone through all that shit for nothing. And if you worry and it does happen, if you think about it sensibly, every single thing that you've done so far, you've always been able to sort it. So what's the point in having a hissy fit? Like it might be difficult, but don't worry about, worry's a total waste of time. That's another one that's a total waste of time.
And even when you think you've got this, even when you think you go, yep, I'm doing really well with this, you know, I'm at the energy, I'm feeling the joy, I can see a certain future, I'm resonating in the energy with it. So you feel like you're doing all the right things. Don't worry if there's a setback, you know, in that sometimes how we expect it to come in is going to be different to how it actually comes in, right? So whilst it's good to be prescriptive, so you're clear in your mind and then you let it go, you really do need to let it go. And I was reminded of that by my guides in this sort of, I took this hiatus over the Christmas break from social media. Sorry to everyone who got back and said, don't you love me anymore because you haven't replied to my messages. I do love you. I just was on social media. I took a break for a little while. But I was reminded during that time that sometimes I just need to put it out there and let the universe work out how it's going to be brought in, rather than too prescriptive over how something is going to be brought in. And me, a control freak, never.
I got nothing.
So even when you think you've got it, sometimes your guides are going to step in, universe is going to step in and give you another smack and another lesson. It's always the way.
The friend I was talking to today said that she was talking to her guys, and she was manifesting, and she said, "Okay, this is what I want. I want a snow dog." So she was thinking silver grey elk-hound, husky, snow dog. Yeah, it's got to be a girl, and she said it needs to be white. So she was presented with this scruffy little critter who's called Snowy and is a boy. And she said, they've got a freaking sense of humour. Like, and she sort of sat there with this snowy dog in her arms. And she just looked up and she said, really? Like, really? That's what you got from what I asked for? And I thought, be careful what you wish for.
Yeah, that's it. And you don't always get what you want, but you get what you actually need. And remember, they're the custodians of the plan you actually had for your life. So if you're here going, oh, I want to switch this and I want to switch that. Sorry, guys, the lessons that you set for yourself, they have already agreed to help you learn. And one way or another, those lessons are going to come in.
Yeah. And some of us are very slow learners. And if you don't learn it the first time, it just bloody well keeps coming back. You know? And
so this body, mind, soul, because we did switch it around, Annie, and we talked about, body, mind, spirit.
Spirit, mind, body, yeah.
Right? Because soul is actually higher. But, so body, mind, spirit, that connection between all three is a really interesting one, I think, because the physical body is basically the vessel that houses our spirit, and the mind helps us put into action, all of those different things. It can be used for positive, it can be used for negative. So when they say, actually, you put up a post, gosh, was it yesterday or the day before? I'm trying slowly to get back into social media. My body is a temple. My body is a temple post, and it houses this, and this. Well, that really is the case. It's a temple in that it holds your spirit that animates the physical body. Yeah. And the mind is a way of processing your core spirit and coordinating it into the physical.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that body, mind, right? If you lose that connection to spirit, then it always feels like there's something missing.
Yeah. The other thing around that too is that sometimes when you lose the connection, and lower back, lots of people have lower back pain. A lot of that is lack of support. A lot of people also carry the weight of the world on their shoulders. So that's where they get the pains. Every pain and ache that you get is usually a manifestation of something that's, it's not, we call it disease, but it's actually dis-ease.
Yes.
And that's the mind that processes that. So it brings it out in many different ways. So there's people that get migraines, under stress migraines. There's people who get throat stuff. Like when I get really, really, really stressed, I can't talk. God, can you believe that? There's people that get there's people that get stuff, their heart hurts and all that kind of stuff. There's people that get tummy upsets, so that they get digestive stuff. There's people that get like sacral stuff, and there's people that get root chakra stuff. But that's all about getting yourself back into balance and getting that mind back to this. I don't have to be experiencing this. I can do things like meditation. I can do sound healing. I can do all this stuff that doesn't involve. It doesn't even cost any money. Nate said I can go and sit at the beach.
That's it. And do you think, just as a side point, Annie, just as you were saying that, what sort of just jumped into my mind, I'm not saying this is coming through spiritually at all, is how important the mind and the thinking is to connection both to the body and to the spirit, because it actually impacts both ways, which is why Gail mentioned it before, Qigong, allowing that energy to flow through the body with the movement, taking the mind out of the space to bring that connection more into alignment between the two, because the mind can actually shift things, right, in how we do things. Yeah, overthinking versus consciousness. Watch everyone's chat too, guys, because there's great input coming in through the chat. And how important that mind in the middle of body and spirit is. And that's why just being quiet, learning that mindfulness, being able to quiet the mind. We can't always quiet it, but the more you practice meditation, the more you do breath work, that all helps with quietening the mind and bringing back that full connection.
Yeah. Sometimes when you're in that space, though, that I call it analysis paralysis.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you just cannot get your head straight.
Yeah.
No matter, there's a lot of people. There's people who are very disciplined. You know,
Mm-hmm.
they can do the breathing, and they can do that settling, and they can clear it. You know, like sometimes I start with, I'm back to my water. I start with water flowing through my ears. It's like this river going through my ears, and it's like any shit in my head, take it away and dump it in the ocean. And sometimes I've got this raging torrent, like I've got a tsunami going through my head, but sometimes it doesn't work for me. So instead of that, I actually physically need to move. You know, like I'll go a walk, I'll take the dogs out. I need to do something physical, go and put my feet in the water, you know, because that, like what Nate said, if I can't steady my mind by itself, I'll go and sit and watch a river. I'll watch the waves coming in. You know, I'll do all of that stuff, because sometimes running, I don't do run, I do walk, but sometimes people need that physical activity. Go for a swim, dance, get music on and dance. But sometimes you've got to do that, because anything that gets, go dig in the yard.
Yeah.
You know, you've just got to get yourself to a space where you can calm it. And sometimes I just feel if you've got something busy to do with your hands and you've got to actually not think. Yeah. So that's where it kind of works for me, because that meditation, sometimes it doesn't, I get all this shit in my head, and sitting there quietly sometimes doesn't work for me. But if I go out and fire the frisbee and I've got puppies running and I'm in nature and it's a really nice walk and I've got trees all around me, that makes me feel a whole lot better. And it takes me out of my head and back into my body. And if I get to the water, that takes me out of my head and back to that spirit, you know. And for everybody here, like people are bush people. They need to go and sit in the bush. They need to go to a freaking mountain. They need to go sitting outside watching a fire. Amazing. Amazing. You know, because you can lose yourself in that.
Daydream into a flame. And for those who can't do that, you can use a candle, right? You can create an ambient area, or just go and look at the clouds for a little while. It doesn't have to be a difficult thing. But if we can take the mind out for a little while, then that body spirit flow of energy, right? And that then can improve your level of thinking too as a result of that, right?
And do your diamond point.
And do your diamond point. Yes. Absolutely. And your cleansing. And your prayer of protection. Like there's lots of things that you can do. But I think the key too is don't overcomplicate it.
Yeah. With Kerrie's always talking about life reviews that you have to do when you move forward. So transition. So as part of your life review, like over the other side, there's no time. It's different to here. Like we have a clock that tells us. So, you know, like over there, time means absolutely nothing. But one of the things that I've been given is that when you do your life review, what happens is it goes through all the the bits of your life, and maybe not only how you reacted or how you responded to a situation, but it gives you the how the person or the people who were involved felt, the impact it had on them. So you have to look at it. Not only does it give you how they heard it, saw it, it also gives you how they felt it. You know?
And that whole review and going through that and seeing how other people felt it is a huge learning curve, and it's a huge part of that learning journey moving forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's a few sort of really trite things. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And somebody has just said, I think it was Karen, learn to
Yeah.
love yourself and forgive yourself.
Yeah.
That's really important. That love yourself stuff. For me, that I cannot look in a mirror and look at myself and say I love you. I just think it's crazy. I can't do it, you know. But what I can do is at the end of a day, I can sit down and I can say, have I hurt anybody today? No. Who have I helped today? What have I done today that was good? And for me, that loving yourself stuff, it's about being a good person. It's about doing the best that you possibly can that day. It's about showing people kindness. It's about showing people love. It's about caring about other people, you know. And that for me is the most important bit, because the energy of your spirit and the energy of your higher self, and the only lesson, truly, the only lesson you need to learn down here is love. And that forgiving yourself, yeah, you can do that. And we've all done that. Oh shit, I shouldn't have done that. And then I'm really sorry I did that. You know, like we've all done that bit. But you also need to forgive people who have done stuff to you.
Yeah.
And see the big picture. Nate said it. Get out of overthinking and into mindfulness and consciousness. An attitude of gratitude, yeah. And, you know, like every day, I was talking to a young man on the phone. He's been living in his car for the last 6-7 months. And, you know, he actually, everything got taken away from him. Everything. And he's been in his car. And God love him, he's put himself at Noosa, which is beautiful. He's on the beach, and he was a mess. I was telling Kerrie, first time he came to see me was a good 12 months ago. And he was actually physically here with me. Yesterday when I did this with him, I was on the phone. And I said to him, it's the holiday weekend, 2-hour drive. You can't afford the petrol. The roads are going to be a nightmare because everybody's going to the beach. Stay where you are and I'll phone you. So he said, I really wanted to come and see you. And I said, why is that? And he said, I was going to bring you a present. And I said, what were you going to bring me? I don't need presents. And he said, I was going to bring you a box of tissues to replace all the whole box that I used the first time I saw you. But when I was talking to him, living in his car, he said, I'm just so blessed. He said, every single morning I get up and I sit on the beach. He said, and I watch the world come to light. And I watch the sunrise. And I hear the birds singing. And he said, it's just so beautiful. He said, and if I get stressed, because he gets stressed, he has high anxiety. He said, I just go for a little wander along the beach. And he said, there'll be days when maybe I'll do a 10K walk, because I just walk the length of the beach and back again. And he's living in his car in the national park, and he's surrounded by nature. And he says, you know, like he'll go outside and he'll just put his little crystals around him and he'll just sit there. And he doesn't do people very well. You know, he's not good at people. But I thought, this boy is living in his car, like he's showering in the national park in the showers. It's like 40 degrees and he's blessed and he's so grateful.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's got nothing. Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
He's got his clothes, a stove, and his
Mm-hmm.
crystals. That's all he owns in the whole world. His clothes. Yep, that's it. And his car. His car's his lifeline. You know? And I just thought, when you look around you and see all the shit that you've accumulated and all the stuff that you want that you don't really need,
Mm.
you know, there's a difference between I want it and I need it.
Yeah.
If you need something, that's something that you actually do need, you know, like something that you need food,
Yeah.
you need oxygen, you need air, you need connection, you need that. But when you
Mm-hmm.
look at the stuff that we've been conditioned that we need to have to make us happy, and then you think of this kid in his car, happy as a pig in shit.
Mm.
It's interesting, you
It
know,
is. And
interesting.
and you know, that whole when we talk and you know, Annie, we discuss this, right? You know, body, mind, spirit, whereas normally you hear it the opposite way round, you know, mind, body, spirit. Um, that putting yourself into a place where you can feel mindful and not cluttered, that decluttering can be a huge part of that process for that mind, body, spirit connection, you know. So just, you know, and things we always talk about, you know, grounding yourself, don't overthink things, do your breathing technique, connect to your higher self, let go of expectation. We talk about this all the time, but with the energy shifts, has everyone been feeling the crazy Schumann resonance was off the charts for it was like over 90 hours that we were being hit with frequencies almost double what the normal frequency for the earth is, right? So that's crazy sort of energy. So right now, if people are doing this roller coaster ride through those energies, the best thing you can do is ground, right? Ground yourself and to do that breathing, right? So the mind might be saying to you, I am so tired. Let yourself rest because it's an adjustment, right? Rather than overthinking, oh, what's going on with me? You don't want to be manifesting physically into the body through that process. So understand where that energy is coming from and use your grounding and your breath work to move through those energies. And if your body's saying to you, I need to rest, take the time to rest
Mm.
because it's allowing you to move through the adjustment of the energy. So it's going to become more and more important that people understand how everything is connected.
I'm gonna I'm gonna put that up as well. I, when I was talking to him, this this is happening to me all the time at the moment. I'm waking up at 3:33, 2:22, 5:55. Every time I look at my bloody clock, it's the double numbers. And
Mm-hmm.
like I got to the point where I've been saying, just send me an email. Just please send me an email. The other thing, just let me know what you want me to do. I see all the numbers. I think, what am I doing while I'm doing this? And I think, okay, I don't know what your message is, but thank you. The other thing too is I'm getting, it's like buzzing in my
Yeah,
ear,
ringing. Mm-hmm.
just random, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And the other day I was like, I said, because it was hurting, and I said, look, this isn't mine, guys, and I'm not coping with this. Take it away. And it just stopped.
Mm-hmm.
It just stopped. And I was
Yeah,
talking to this young man about that, and he said the same. He
yeah.
said, you know, the numbers are popping up with more and more and more frequency, more regularly all the time. And he
Mm-hmm.
said that buzzing in your ears, and it's like this download, and it makes no sense to me because all I hear is the buzzing.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't know what it is, but I know
But
it's
even in that frequency, the frequency itself is a coding.
mm,
And that coding is integrating with your energy. It's been a really interesting process. Nate's saying he's loving this huge energy. Um, yeah, I've been really enjoying it as well. And I think over this sort of time period where I sort of disconnected from social media and electronics and, you know, all of that sort of thing, the energy, even though I knew that these massive energy shifts were coming through, I wasn't being hit with it. As soon as I sort of got back into work and you're sort of, right, I need to do this, I need to do that, and you're connecting with technology again, that energy shift changed as well. So be aware of what you've got around you also, I guess is the message around that. How much EMF, how much Wi-Fi signals, those sorts of things. Use, if you can, look it up on YouTube. There's plenty of great tracks, or reach out to me if you really need a frequency and track, and I'll point you in the right direction for what you're working with. But using the correct frequency music is making a huge difference as well to help readjust that energy. So if anyone's struggling with that, and definitely hearing that hum, but there is an encoding in that, you know. Even the sky at the moment, the light energy and the symbology coming through in a lot of the clouds and a lot of the thunderstorms, all of that energy, the light energy in that as well, is also light code frequency that's coming through and hitting the planet at the moment.
Yeah. It's just, yeah, like Shelley said, I say thank you and it stops. You know, so, and there's lots of people saying they're getting this buzzing, you know, and it's all part of this master plan. And I think right at this point in time, and why I chose this topic, is I think that the less busyness, it's like someone changing the channel on the radio and it just goes crazy. Feathers. Me too, Fiona. Like, I keep thinking that there's baldy birds in my garden because there's so many freaking feathers. They just put themselves on the mat and I stopped there. Hello, feather. Here's another one. I think this is all, it's all part of this plan, you know, and we're all part of that. And we need to remember that. And I think I also, apart from the fact that I went and did stupid things, I've also kind of detached a bit from people. And for me, because I did so much and there were so many people, like I was in the middle of a bloody shopping centre for 8 weeks over Christmas. And it was so busy that I needed to get back to quiet my mind, quiet my head, quiet around me, you know. And I think right at this moment in time, drop the busy. Just drop the busy. Still the chatter. I think that connection, that mind, spirit, mind, body connection. Don't worry about your body. It'll just be there. It's just a thing, you know. It's like a pot that's holding the rest of it, the consciousness of the spirit. It's just a pot, so you don't need to worry too much about that. Feed it, nourish it, care for it. But try really hard to see the big picture. Try really hard not to get caught up in petty bullshit. Nate actually said it. Try to rise above that all and see the big picture. Nate said, don't get caught in overthinking. Don't get that busy. I think right at this moment, it's really, really important that we stay balanced, Nate, and in that higher level thinking. So don't get caught up in the lower level energies, the guilt, the fear, the jealousy, the chaos and panic. Don't get caught up in, like, we're just after Christmas. If you've got kids, it's a nightmare getting them back to school. Everything costs billions. Where all the credit card bills are coming in now. Don't get caught up in it. You know, just get caught up in it. Just stay above it all, because stay connected to source and connected to spirit. Because right at this point, for the next couple of months, it's really, really important. Keep your attitude of gratitude. Be grateful for the little time. Like, before I go to bed, like I'll be washing the dishes and I'll say, I'm so grateful that I've got dishes to wash. And I'm so grateful that I've got
water to wash them in. Let's face it, you know.
Water to wash them in.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful that I've got a bed to sleep in and I'm not in my car. You know, I'm so grateful I've got linen.
And people may be feeling it too. I've had a few people come in, contact me about laying in bed and just about to fall asleep, and they feel like the bed's shaking a bit.
Oh, I get that all the time.
Feeling the vibration. Guys, this is the time. Remember, everything is ascending right now, right? So we're going to be sensitive to these vibrations moving through. It's nothing to be worried about or going, oh, we're about to have an earthquake. And it could sort of like, was that a mini earthquake? Because they feel the vibration, but it's happening all around us. But it's part of this alignment process that we're going through. So something else we've got to be aware of with this connection is, as well as grounding, because that's going to help you balance things as both the mind ascends to higher level thinking and the spirit ascends to the new vibration that we're going to be operating in. So all of that is sort of happening at the same time. Don't be surprised that all of a sudden your gifts of spirit also start expanding. Right? So those that can actually, some people will feel it, your empathic abilities. It's a sort of an indication that your empathic abilities are also increasing it with the vibration as well. Right? You're going to be far more sensitive to energy. When you're hearing things, your clairaudience, right, is going to be increasing. Right? So everything that's happening with those vibrations is in preparation for this ascension and the ascension in the gifts of spirit that are unique to you, and combinations of those that make you who you are as a soul essence.
The other thing too, if you're in an environment that you don't have any control of, there's a lot of you have to work like in toxic environments. My suggestion is, you know about my silver rings, my protection, you know. So if things are getting all too much for you, or people are at you, you know, because sometimes people are just at you, surround yourself in mirrors. Just surround yourself in mirrors. Shiny silver, alfoil. Surround yourself in something shiny that just reflects it all back.
Yeah.
Like I am Teflon. I am Teflon. Nothing gets through. I've got one of my guides is a gatekeeper. I've always, like, from when I was 11, I've called this person my gatekeeper. And he knows that he's not allowed to let anything through that's not going to, like, he just shoos them away. He's like my ninja gatekeeper. You know, like, nope, off you pop. You're not getting inched you in our life, you know. So ground, protect, really, really important. Clear, ground, and protect. So clear your mind, ground yourself, and then put your protection up. And don't forget it.
Yeah, and listen to your body. Your body will be telling you right now, oh, I'm really need extra water, or I feel like I really need to eat this, right? Start listening to yourself, because as the energy changes, your body's going to be telling you what you need to help with that shift. Right? So, you know, I've gone from going and doing a shop to getting really small bits because I'm really listening to what my body's telling me that I need right now. And that's all part of our individual shift to align with these new energies. So this, you know, body, mind, spirit, listen to yourself on all levels. And Gail put something in just a minute ago, that more people that you may not think are starting to hear things and see things and realize things. So share this, right? Share this, because this is something that's happening to everybody, whether they sort of understand it or not. Right? So no one's escaping this energy, you know.
Yeah. So there you go, peoples. Big topic.
Yeah. Now, I did get something through very similar to this, Annie, and I think I told you it was like a message specific for my son, but then Spirit said, actually, it's for you too, and it's for the collective, although they wanted me to change a few things in it. Now, I will put that out. I'll put it out in a separate video. It won't be a long one. It'll only be a few minutes, but I'll put that out separately, because it's about a technique that I was given to help us with the mind stuff, right? And to help us keep our energy high. because it's no longer about disconnecting from the high level energy. It's about being able to resonate and stay there for longer periods. So I will share that. I'll try and get that video together in the next couple of days, because then I'm off to Sydney to go on a fun excursion with Bubble Girl. With our beautiful we're off to plant seeds of light all the way down the Sapphire Coast.
Yay!
So that's exciting. So I'll try and get it done before I head off on that. But that's another little technique that you can add into what we've chatted about today. That's something you can do really instantaneously to shift everything really fast if the mind starts to overtake the connection between body and spirit.
Oh my stars.
Well, there you go. Nate's going on a road trip with Katrina this week. We're all doing road trips. Huge. And Sophia and I did a road trip last Tuesday, which was lots of fun, wasn't it? I had rally driving skills, apparently. Very slow rally driving skills, but rally driving skills nonetheless. We made it back, didn't we, Soph?
So I have pulled 2 cards, and the cards that I've pulled, I had one deck and I thought, no, I don't want that one. So I was drawn towards my Spirit Messages Oracle cards. And the first one says, if you find yourself stuck in a situation you are unhappy with, ask yourself why you are still there. Is it fear of the unknown? Leaving toxic situations or people can be the best thing you could do for your soul and your spirit. Be fierce. And the second one says, make today your new beginning. Try to leave any past mistakes in the past. Don't allow them to weigh you down any longer. Move forward today with the confidence and knowing that you have better and brighter days ahead. Kerrie?
Yeah, so the first card that I pulled was this beautiful 10 of Pentacles, which is all about, well, yes, family connections. What's really coming through with this is you have a huge spiritual family connection as well. So don't be surprised if in the coming weeks more and more people are going to come in and give you that next bit of information, and that you're going to start sharing things with people as well. And there's going to be lots of joy coming in through this as well. So allow yourself to go, yeah, I deserve this. I can feel this energy coming in. You've really, really done the work. Let that in. But this connection one, I'm really being drawn to it because, okay, that particular card, right? Interestingly, during the gathering last week, we did this meditation. And in the meditation, message came through that there was a guardian being appointed to that group to help that spiritual connection move forward. Now, what was interesting about that is as we went around, everyone had another little bit of the message, right? And I feel like this card is saying the same thing for the larger collective. Everyone's got another little piece of that message. So make sure you're sharing and make sure you're listening to what other people are sharing with you, because everyone's got this little bit that we're going to be weaving together for that big picture. So it's so wonderful to see so many people stepping up and sharing and doing that, because it's going to become more and more and more important. But this beautiful spiritual connection that's just across everybody right now. There you go.
So there we go. Thank you, everybody, for being with us. It's been so nice to be back again. It's lovely to be back. We're looking forward to maybe bringing you new guests this time around. We've got the big meditation on the 21st of March. So we're preparing for that one. So try and log into that one as well. Be gentle with yourselves. Have a gentle fortnight, because as Kerrie was saying, the energy is really, really high at the moment. And it's really important, if you need to pull back, pull back. If you need to lie down, lie down. If you need to sit on your bottom and do absolutely bloody nothing, do it, and do it without any guilt. You know, this year I have decided that this is the year of me. It's the year of me. I'm going to, self-care is my priority this year. You know, I'm getting my hair done. I'm getting my nails done. I went for a massage. I'm going to be really gentle on myself this year and not try to kill myself. But that was a learning experience, you know. And I thought, I usually make big, long lists about all the things that I want to achieve. And I usually get most of them done. I can take off my lists. And this year I thought, nah, stuff it. I'm not even making a list. I don't care. The only thing I'm going to do is look after me, look after my energy, look after my body, look after my peeps.
Yeah, and that's good advice for everyone right now, because this is a significant shift.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So. And if you try to push through it, you're going to end up twice as exhausted as you would normally be, because this is not just like physical exhaustion or mental exhaustion. This is the triple whammy. It's physical, mental, and spiritual. And that's why it's so important to keep that connection. Plonk yourself on a beach, hug a tree, go sit in the grass, talk to the flowers, look at the butterflies. You know, it's really, really important at the moment that you disconnect to connect.
That's it. Yep, that's right. Disconnect to connect. It sounds like an oxymoron, but it's so correct. So true. So thank you all, beautiful people, for joining us back again for 2025. We thought this is a good topic to start on, because we know everyone's been experiencing these major shifts. And look, I can't wait for the year ahead. We've got so many great things planned, and I can't wait to share this journey with you. So just before we go, please like, please share, please subscribe. All those things really, really help us, and we really appreciate that. And if you know someone that could benefit from what we're sharing in this group, please let them know about these podcasts. And they can actually go back onto YouTube. They can see a playlist called Past Live Streams there. It's really easy to look back on previous topics, previous meditations, all of those sorts of things. So for people that are just stepping into this, and I've had a lot of people say, this is happening, they're trying to get up to speed really fast. So please go back and have a look at that, because there's lots in there that can help other people that are now coming to you and saying, oh, what do I do for this? So share what you know, but also know you've got lots of resources there, and we're happy for you to use our resources for that. Yeah. So thanks all for joining us.
We'll see you in a fortnight. Have a wonderful couple of weeks.
Yep. Thank you. Bye.